kind of a younger, a lot of props when I'm younger. So I was really grateful that I got that initial training. Also because I was very flow, super hyper mobile and loved Vinyasa, but didn't have the stability. So it gave me stability and taught me how to use the support of props. So we're going to start out today in a little maybe back bend here. You're going to come sitting in front of your bolster, and you're going to take that bolster, just wedge it right up against your sacrum, and then around the back as you lower down one vertebra at a time. Let the arms splay out either like the letter T, like a cactus, or bringing those elbows closer to the ribs. And if this feels too deep in the low back, what you can do is take a folded blanket and place it underneath your sit bones, just to lessen the depth of the back bend. And then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart. If you're feeling any compression in the outer hips, or if you're feeling too much pulling in the inner groin, I want you to take the blocks under your outer thighs for a little support. We'll come to the breath here. Allowing tension to spill out of the spine. I woke up this morning with a thought that I feel might resonate with somebody. It's often when we wake up in the morning, we're in a lucid state between dream and wakefulness. And we may have images passing through the mind. I like to think of the images that come passing through our mind as archetypes, symbols for areas of our life that we've experienced pain, struggle, suffering, joy. Just something symbolic, like a talisman of the mind, to bring awareness to some facet of being human. The things that we surround ourselves with through our life, our wakeful life, are often the images that will take place in the mind. So as we move through our days, as we move through our life, paying attention to what we are spending time in, surrounded with, what we're putting into our bodies isn't the only thing that makes up our diet. The people, the places, it's all become a part of our own reality. So these next few breaths, I'll invite you to welcome the images to come through your mind, to notice whatever you might notice. There's an image that brings you joy, to plant it like a seed in your mind, as if a drishti for those tougher times. Over these next few breaths, I want to bring awareness to the low belly, the sacral chakra, our inner child, playfulness, creativity, deepest desires and sensuality, born from this energy center. When you feel the belly swing open, give yourself permission to feel what you feel without judgment. Know that everything you feel is okay. We're going to take a couple big Buddha belly breaths here, reaching arms up overhead, perhaps interlacing the fingers, pressing up through thumb and forefinger, or wrapping thumb and forefinger of one hand around the wrist of the other. So let's take a couple of breaths, rolling through the hips here. So you're just going to arch the lower back a little bit more, swing the hips to the right, tuck the tailbone, swing the hips to the left. Just take a few breaths here, sort of churning the low belly, the hips. I want you to breathe into the pelvic floor with each inhale and exhale slowly. And on your next inhale, you're just going to arch the spine and press up through those fingers or hands. Great big breath here. Next, exhale, releasing the tension in the body. On your inhale, arching the spine, swing the hips to the left. And tailbone, swing the hips to the right. Keep on moving through the opposite direction. As you exhale, coming into stillness, we're going to release those arms. Go wide, like a cactus again. Give ourselves a few breaths just to notice these sensations in the body. I was reading some commentary yesterday on an Ellen Watts quote. And it was something like, when we're having a negative experience, to try to change it from negative into positive is actually negative. When we're having a positive experience and allowing ourselves to be there, we should be practicing the same thing with our negative experiences. And it really resonated with me because every experience that I've had that would potentially be called negative has been a lesson. It's been an opportunity for me to rise to the occasion of my life, to prove to myself that I'm strong and capable, and to learn little intimate bits of what it is to be human. It's humbled me. So as we move through the practice today, if you find a posture mildly uncomfortable, if there's pain, obviously we want to prevent from being aggressive to ourselves and forcing ourselves to stay. If there's a slight bit of discomfort, if you can't wait to get out of the pose, get curious about that and stay. Get your breath and soften into that discomfort. A couple more big Buddha belly breaths here. Letting tension melt away with your exhales. As you exhale, using the help of the hands, we're going to draw those knees together. Heel toe the feet to the width of the mat, and just take a couple breaths with the toes turned in and the knees resting together. As you exhale, we're going to go ahead and rock both knees off to the right. Use the help of the right arm and left hand to press on up. Slide the coaster out of the way. And coming right to seated at the top of your mat, we're going to bring the left heel as close to the pubic bone as possible and kind of press the heel into the inner edge of your right groin. And then you're going to take that right foot and lay the top of the foot over your left thigh crease. If this doesn't feel okay to the right knee, perhaps just keeping that left foot in front, or sorry, right foot in front of the left. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Arms are going to rise overhead. Let's do a little energy work here. So exhale, relax those shoulders, rocking the head side to side. Let your neck find some looseness, and then let the top of the head press up towards the sky. Sometimes I like to imagine a rod moving through the spine, anchoring down into the floor, and I'm anchoring up into the sky as well. Shoulders drop a little more, belly button draws in. Imagine energy pouring into your fingertips down the length of your body, into the hip bowl. Couple more times. Inhale up. One more. Inhale those arms overhead as you exhale, come to your twist. Left hand to the outside of your right knee, right fingertips back behind you. Belly button squeezes back through that exhale. Turn your chin over the right shoulder. Take another big breath here at the top of that, reach up. Kind of tugging the chin towards the outer edge of your collarbone. As you inhale, arms rise up. Exhale right to the other side. Big breath and let the spine grow a little longer. And as you exhale, you're going to turn the chin over left shoulder. Gently tuck the chin towards the end of your collarbone. Inhale, rising up. As you exhale, bending those elbows. One more time. Rise on up. You're going to let the feet flop out to the width of the mat. Tuck your toes and rock it right back into a squat. Tuck your chin. Let the sit bones drop down. Gaze moves under the bottom. Has anybody ever accidentally worn your yoga pants backwards to class or inside out? I had a moment. Inside out. Inside out, yeah. Some of these pants can't even tell. Next inhale, you're going to plant those palms to the floor, kind of bend the elbows. So like our chaturanga arms, we want to keep the arms parallel as we bend them, rocking the weight forward into the knees. You're going to take a big breath here, arching the spine, lift your sit bones up, lift your heart through the arms. Big breath in. As you exhale, lion face pose. So this is the funniest looking pose in light arm yoga. You open your mouth really wide, you stick your tongue out as far as you can, and you open your eyes really big. We're going to do it 3 times. The end of your exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, press away into the hands, and come back into your squat. Take a few big Buddha bound breaths here. Feel the breath move into the space along the spine. nourishing the vertebra, nourishing the nerves. With your next exhale, you're going to press into the feet, start to lift those hips up, and just let the spine come to dangling. The hands will slide back. We can grab hold of the elbows and gently sway. Let go any holding in your face, your neck, your jaw. Your next inhale, we're going to lengthen the heart forward. As you exhale, we're going to plant the right hand to the floor, just underneath the heart. If this feels like a bit of a stretch, I want you to bring a block over the hand instead. You can also use your fingertips instead of the palm. Sometimes I like to bring my hand to the sacrum to remind my sacrum to stay in evenness here. Otherwise, you might bend that right knee and drop that right hip, using all of the twist through the spine. So you're going to take your left hand to the sacrum, or you're going to go to your left hip and bring the twist into the spine. At some point, you may want to reach the left arm overhead. Take a big breath here. Exhale to the other side. Big breath here. Next, exhale, right hand back to the floor. We're going to bend those knees, tuck the tailbone, press into the feet, ragdoll all the way up. Inhaling your arms overhead. Exhale, hands down to prayer position with the heart. We're going to come into a wide knee squat. So keep those knees over the ankles. Keep lifting up through the heart. I like to think of my heart pressing into the thumbs as I lift up, and then my sit bones anchoring down like I'm about to sit into a chair. You can peel the toes off the floor to activate the legs a little bit more. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, right hand to the floor, left arm up. Take a nice big breath here. Next inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand to the floor, big breath here. Next inhale, rising up. Keep on going. Keep the knees parallel as you keep going. You might notice as the right hand comes down, the right knee wants to jet forward. The left knee wants to drop back. Stabilizing the knees is going to help to stabilize those hips. Your next inhale, you're going to rise on up. As you exhale, you're going to reach the arms out wide, sink the belly towards the thighs. Inhale, arms overhead, and come right back into your squat. Hands to prayer position at the heart. Let's bring those elbows to the insides of the knees or triceps. Let the sit bones drop, let it anchor down. Take a big breath here. On your exhale, you're going to play with Vinyasa. So just finding some strength and like charging up the fire in the body before we get moving through our flow. Palms down, mighty through all 10 fingers. On your exhale, I want you to tone the pelvic floor, feel that low belly draw back. Lift the hips up, heels up. Start rising up and keep squeezing those knees to the backs of the arms. From there, you're going to let some weight drop into the hands, let the heart sort of spill forward. And then at some point, those toes become weightless. Play with it. Keep toning that pelvic floor. Push up the one towards. If there's some fear of falling, you can place blankets around you like a little nest. I know it can be tempting to hop into the pose, but if we are toning the pelvic floor, if we're toning the low belly, as you rise onto the balls of the feet and lift your bottom up, it's really just dropping that weight forward. And then the feet are literally weightless. And keep bringing the balls, the toes together. If it's a lot for the wrists, one thing I noticed is as the weight goes forward, if I lift my fingers off of the floor but press down through the fingertips, it takes some of that pressure out of the wrist. So think of it like you're kind of gripping something like a basketball, if you've ever played basketball. Grip. All right, just a few more breaths here, just playing with Vinyasa, feeling how this kind of fortifies this strength that we have inside. Next exhale, coming right back into a squat. You're going to inhale and open up to the left. As you exhale, sweep this left arm off to the right, palm facing the floor. Nice little side body stretch here. Breathe into it, let the breath open up the space of the left ribs. And as you exhale, you're going to sweep that arm forward and come right to the other side as you inhale. The right palm comes to facing the floor. You're going to reach the right arm up and over to the left. Big breath all through this right side body. At least 3 big blue belly breaths. As you exhale, kind of rounding forward, just let the head hang. You're going to reach your arms forward to the top of the mat, so then we're probably at the back of the mat or halfway at our mat. You're going to reach those arms forward, bend the elbows, keeping them parallel, kind of rocking the weight forward towards your knees. Coming right back into that lion's pose. Big breath here, arching the spine. Let's do 3. As you exhale, you're going to rock the weight back into the feet. Hop the feet forward behind the heels of your hands. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to prayer, bring the feet together. Close the eyes or find a drishti. And set your mind, set your intention. We can say namaste as a greeting to our higher power, as a greeting to our higher self. Go ahead, you can move that. But make sure you shut the door behind you, okay? Go this way. No, you're gonna move that. How do you? What do you need? Okay. So just really getting with your intention, with your inner self, your inner knowing. If we're working on breaking patterns, cycles, if we've got lofty goals, just allowing the seed to be planted in the mind and in the cells of the body through the breath. Every exhale, feeling those feet grow roots and ground down. Every inhale, feeling the lotus flower at the crown of the head open up and receive the breath of life. On your next inhale, arms rise up, sit down into your chair. As you exhale, slow belly, heart, head over the thighs, fingertips to the floor, dangle your spine. Straighten the legs as much as that feels okay to you. You can keep the knees as bent as you need. And we'll let the weight in the balls of the feet. Inhale halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to blocks or shin or even the knees. So tighter bodies might even want to be here. Working on lifting those sit bones. Exhale to dangle the spine. Inhale to rise halfway up. As you exhale, declare your presence. Plant your hands on the floor. We're going to walk, step, or jump the feet back on your next exhale. Taking a big breath here in our plank. On your exhale, move your chaturanga. Pause at the 90-degree angle through the elbows. Inhale, up dog, half up downward cobra. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg right back behind you. Exhale, we're going to open up that right hip, bend the knee, keep the heart centered over the mat. Big breath. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale back. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, turning left toes off to the left side of the room, left arm overhead. Exhale to press the right heel out. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale back. Exhale to open up the hip. Big breath in. As you exhale, you're going to flip your dog and come to the wild thing here. Big breath in. Next exhale, coming right back into your downward facing dog. Take a nice big breath here. On exhale, rounding your spine, come to the top of your plank. Big breath in. Exhale to chaturanga, pause. Inhale, up dog, half up dog or cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back behind you. Exhale, right knee to nose, step the right foot forward. On your inhale, rise up through crescent. Exhale, hands to prayer. Big breath in. Next exhale, find your weight forward into the right foot. Warrior three, we're going to inhale those hands back and fold a little deeper. Exhale, sweeping it up, tree pose. Keep spinning those pinky fingers towards the midline, keeping the shoulders open. So you exhale, bringing that intention back to Karma Anjali Mudra. Big breath here. You exhale, send the left foot back, really pressing through the ball of the foot, folding into warrior three. Big breath. As you exhale, bend your right knee, plant your left foot into your warrior stance. We really want to press into the outer edge of that back foot. When you're inhaling, you're going to reach the arms forward, rise up. Exhale to bend those elbows back, squeezing them towards one another. Lift up through the heart, scoop tailbone under, big breath in. Exhale to release the fingertips, spill belly, heart, head. Inhale, rising back up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior. As you exhale, you're going to bend the right elbow and press those fingertips back. Big breath in. On your next exhale, you're going to reach forward through the right arm, sweep that right palm face up to the middle of the room, and bring the left arm overhead. Keep that right knee bent, pinky toe side of the foot. Your exhale, press out a little more through the fingertips. As you inhale, open it up, straighten the right leg and come into your Trikonasana. Big breath in here. Soften your face. As you exhale, bending right knee, we're going to sweep the left arm forward to the floor, turn back toes into a lunge. Inhale your right arm overhead. As you exhale, reverse your dog lunge. Big breath here at the top. And as you exhale, we move both hands right back down. We're going to inhale right leg back. As you exhale, right leg comes to nose, we're going to come into our pigeon pose. Big breath here, heart floats forward. As you exhale, still belly, heart, and head. I'm going to take 3 big, life-nourishing breaths there. I want you to feel that breath move through the entire body. Like a winter wind coming to cleanse it all, heal it all. On your next exhale, pressing into the palms, tuck your left toes, step back into your downward facing dog, pedal it out a couple of breaths. And on your next exhale, finding stillness, we're going to round through the spine, come to the top of our planks, get a big breath in. Exhale through chaturanga, pause. Inhale, up dog, half up dog, or cobra. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg right back behind you. Exhale to open up the hip, keep the heart centered. Then your left knee press the side of the room. Take a nice big breath here. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, straight back. Next, exhale off to the right elbow. You're going to turn right toes out to the right. Inhale, right arm overhead and extend out to left heel. Exhale back. Big breath in your 3-legged dog. As you exhale, you're going to open up that left hip. Actually, no, sorry, we came back through. So come left knee to nose on the exhale. Inhale back. Exhale, left knee to elbow, left elbow. Inhale back. Exhale to open the hip, big breath in. Land your next exhale, finding your wild thing. Big breath here. Next exhale, left hand comes back to the floor, finding your downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. We're going to step the left foot forward in between the hands. On inhale, rising up. As you exhale, hands to prayer, shifting the weight forward into the left foot, find your warrior 3. On your inhale, hands lying back. I'm going to fold a little deeper through that left hip. On your exhale, sweeping it right up into your tree. Hands down to prayer, connecting with your intention, the mantra. All the flowers of all the tomorrows are in the seeds of today. Plant them well. Next, exhale, pressing the right toes back. Coming through our warrior 3, we'll take a big breath in our warrior 3. As you exhale, bending that left knee, plant the right foot into your warrior stance. Inhale to rise up, warrior 1. As you exhale, bending those elbows out wide, squeeze the elbows together. Keep scooping the tailbone under, lift up through your heart. Big breath here. Exhale to release those fingertips, so belly, heart, head. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale to reverse your warrior. As you exhale, you're going to bend the left elbow, press those fingertips back, take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, bend them in both hands right back alongside your side. And you sit. Come back into your reverse warrior. Right back. On exhale, you're going to spill the left side body over the thigh, come to the side angle. Left palm in the middle of the room. Inhale, right arm up overhead. So with each exhale, I want you to feel the belly hollow back and press out a little more through left fingertips. And your inhale, opening the arms up. We're going to straighten up that left leg, come right into Trikonasana. Deep breath here. You can come back if you find like going from side angle into Trikonasana that closes up the left side body. Come to reverse. And then come back into it. So the left side is nice and long. Bring the left hand to shin or block. Next, exhale, bend your left knee. We're going to sweep the right hand alongside the hip to the floor. Back toes into a lunge. Inhale your left arm up overhead. As you exhale, press away into right hand. Rise slowly into your reverse, your ball lunge. Big breath here. Right arm overhead. As you exhale, windmill those hands right back down. When you inhale, left leg comes back to legged dog. As you exhale, left knee comes to nose. Finding your pigeon pose, we'll take a big breath, gliding the heart forward. As you exhale, spilling towards the floor, take 3 big fat Buddha belly breaths here. We want to get a big giant exhale here. So every exhale, a slight hissing at the back of the throat. With your next exhale, rising back to hands, we're going to tuck the right toes, step it right back into our downward facing dog and pedal around a couple tracks. On your exhale, let's find stillness. Let's give a little attention to this pose. So I want you to widen through all 10 fingers. And the same is true in this pose for the wrists. So if you find pain in your wrists in plank and downward dog, or in really any posture where there's a lot of weight on the hands, you can try widening through all 10 fingers. Try peeling the pinky finger and, the ring finger and the pointer finger off of the floor. And pressing down more through the other fingers. And just hold it like that for a couple of breaths and then ground back down with all 10 fingers. And then another thing we could do is to press into the fingertips and let the rest of the fingers kind of peel off of the floor just a little bit. So really feeling active through the hands and take some of the pressure off of the wrist. Notice if the pad of your thumb is peeling off of the floor. This tends to happen too. If so, you want to press down a little more there. That's going to bring more evenness into the wrist. So you'll know if the pad of the thumb is peeling off the floor, you're going to have pain in the outer wrist, right? Because all that pressure is going to the outer edge of the hand. We can also bend the knees here. In fact, most of the time when I first come into downward dog, I bend the knees really deeply and bring my ribs over the thighs. And then I lift my sit bones up to the sky and slowly straighten the legs. Nice big breath. As you exhale, I want you to rock the weight into the balls of the feet, tuck your tailbone, and round through your spine all the way to the top of your feet. Take a big breath in here, and hold. Every exhale, I want you to feel the belly button draw back to support your spine. Press back through your heels. Traditionally in our plank, we've got the heels stacked above the balls of the feet, so we're not pressing back through the heels. So stack the heels over the balls of the feet, wrist, elbows, and shoulders in a nice straight line. 2 more breaths here. As you exhale, elbows tuck the ribcage, come to floating. Big breath in, rise up into up dog, half up dog, cobra. As you exhale, scooping your belly back, coming to your downward facing dog. Big breath here. As you exhale again, rounding through the spine, come to the top of your plank. On the next inhale, you're going to roll to the outside of right foot, sweep the left arm overhead. Exhale, left palm comes to face the floor. Little side body stretch here. Keep your feet flexed if your feet are stacked. You can also tap the left toes behind or in front of the right leg. Nice big breath. Your next exhale, come right back through side plank into plank. Big breath here. Next inhale, roll to the outside of the left foot. Right arm sweeps up overhead. Exhale, reaching the right fingertips to the front of the room. Big breath here. On your next exhale, you're going to float the right palm back up, bend the right knee, and plant that right foot to the inside of left thigh. Keep pressing up the right hip. As you exhale, hug the right knee in. You're going to float that right leg up for just a sec. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to bend it. Step it forward. On your inhale, reverse the bow lunge. Exhale, bring the right back down. We're going to step the left foot forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale to dangle the spine. Grab a hold of the elbows. Take a little rest here. Gently sway if you need. Excuse me. When learners are teaching, I can't take a sip of water and then go right into forward fold because it takes a couple of seconds for looking to get down my esophagus. All right, inhale halfway up. Exhale to dangle. We're going to bend those knees and ragdoll up. I want you to rise up into your mountain pose like a bad beast, waking up to your power. As you exhale, you're going to bring the hands down into prayer like you're pulling an orb into your heart. Planting the seed. Take a couple of breaths here, water it, nourish it. Set intention. A friend of mine said the other day, you're crazy. I don't know what's the difference between a crazy person and an inspired person. Really want more attention. Huge. Attention to everything. Your next inhale, arms rise up. You exhale, you're going to swan dive forward, come into your Uttanasana. Dangle the spine, tuck your chin. Bring out the breath. Inhale halfway up as you exhale. Plant your palms. Big breath in. Let that heart float forward a little more. Shoulders move away from the ears. As you exhale, walk, step, or jump the feet back into your plank. Take a nice big breath here. Exhale through chaturanga, pause. Inhale, up dog, half up dog, or cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. We'll take a nice big breath here. And on the next exhale, rounding through the spine, come to the top of your plank. You're going to inhale to the outside of left foot, right arm overhead. Exhale, reaching the right fingertips forward, palm face down, palms tap the toes of the knee. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale through plank. Big breath here. Next inhale, outside of right foot. Left arm rises up. Exhale into that side body stretch. Big breath. Next exhale, you're going to bend that left knee and plant the right foot to the inside of right thigh. Keep lifting up your left hip. Big breath here. As you exhale, reaching left arm up overhead, squeeze the left knee in towards the ribs and float that left leg up. Big breath. Exhale to bend the knee, float the foot forward. Inhale, rising up into that plunge with a twist. As you exhale, reverse, revolve, plunge, taking a big breath here. Exhale to bring both hands back down. Big breath. On your exhale, right foot comes forward. Inhale, halfway up. As you exhale, I want you to rise on the balls of the feet and peel the heels off the floor. Bend your knees, let your belly spill, head spill. Fingertips can stay on the floor. You're going to come down into a squat. Heels right under your sit bones. Your arms overhead. If that's really tough, you can bring blocks in front of you and hold on to blocks. Exhale, hands to prayer. You're going to turn those knees out. Get those heels right underneath your pelvic floor. Then here, there's a little bit of tucking to get the body into alignment. If your shoulders feel tight here, I want you to bring your hands to prayer. Also bring the backs of the hands over the knees. And take a full breath. As you exhale, bring hands back to prayer. And the knees together. Let the heels drop. Reach your arms forward and round all the way back into your plow pose. Give it a couple breaths here. As you exhale, palms come to the floor and lower down one vertebra at a time. Let the feet come back to the floor. Let's heel toe those feet to the width of the mat and just windshield wipers for a few breaths. Let's start the windshield wipers slow, so you'll exhale the knees off to one side and then give yourself 3 to 5 breaths there. And then we'll go to the other side. You want to make sure that your feet are to the width of the mat as you come in the windshield wipers. Totally different pose than coming into a twist. Exhaling to the other side. So you exhale, coming back to the other side. Exhaling off to the other side one last time. We'll take a couple breaths here. And from here on the next exhale, I want you to draw your left knee over the right, coming into your twist. Reach the left arm out wide. Right hand's gonna rest over the outer left thigh. Give yourself a couple big Buddha belly breaths here. And with your exhale, you're gonna squeeze the left knee into chest, let the right knee follow along and drop both knees right off to the left, coming to twist on the other side. Let the breath do the rest. As you exhale, locking both knees into chest, go ahead and release one foot at a time to the floor. Excuse me. We're going to walk the shoulders away from the ears and the hips away from the shoulders. On an exhale, I want you to make sure that your feet are stacked beneath your knees. So basically the heels under the knees. We don't want the balls of the feet under the knees because then the knees are going to fall in front of the toes. So heels stacked beneath your knees. You're going to bring your palms face down to the floor alongside your hips, and on an exhale, I want you to keep your hips in contact with the floor as long as you can. You're just going to tuck the tailbone, press into the feet, feel the strength of the quadriceps start to take over and engage. Notice if the knees want to drop out. If so, I want you to think about the knees being parallel, the thighs being parallel, maybe even think about someone holding your thighs in place. So just slowly, we're gonna really tuck the tailbone as we rise up into a bridge. The weight's going to shift into the shoulders, and then you're gonna walk those shoulders down the mat, away from your ears. You can turn palms face up and bring the heels onto the palms. Just keep scooping. You can also interlace the fingers back behind you for a big stretch if you'd like. Give yourself a few breaths here. If you need to come out of it, if you're starting to feel too much compression in the low back, on an exhale, I want you to peel the heels off of the floor, lower down from the upper spine all the way down to the sacrum. Let the knees rest in. Give yourself a few breaths. You can come back into the bridge if you'd like, or just stay here for a few more breaths. Once you're down, we're going to hug the knees into chest one last time. Rock it a bit, side to side, maybe even happy baby or playful bear. You said good morning to your body yet? Yeah, for the last hour. And whenever you're ready to come in the final resting pose, move forward. I'm covering the bowls a little differently today. The first chime you're going to hear is going to be very loud. So I'm just letting you know I don't want to startle anyone. And the reason for this is it just clears the space. So anything that we no longer need that's been loosened up in the body, in our energetic field, in the mind, emotionally, all of these. This is just going to clear that space. So I'm going to ring it pretty noisy, and I'm going to walk around the room so that the vibration can kind of make its way to everyone. I want you to listen to the beginning of the sound, the middle of the sound, the end of the sound, and then I'll start the piece. Allow these next few breaths to pour even deeper into your body. Allowing the cells of the body to receive life, nourishing breath, loving compassion, abundance. You're welcome to begin finding movement whenever you're ready. Make sure to take the time to gently bend one knee at a time and roll to your side body before you come to seated. Even give yourself a few breaths on the side. And a short reading from the pocket from the children today. Then we'll just go ahead and read as we all start to find our way to sleep. Wakefulness is found in pleasure and pain. In practicing meditation, we're not trying to live up to some kind of ideal, quite the opposite. We're just being with our experience, whatever it is. Our experience is that sometimes we have some kind of perspective and sometimes we have none, and that's our experience. If sometimes we can approach what scares us and sometimes we absolutely can't, and that's our experience. This very moment is the perfect teacher, and it's always with us. It's really a most profound instruction. Just seeing what's going on. That's the teaching right there. We can be with what's happening and not dissociate. Awakeness is found in our pleasure and our pain, our confusion and our wisdom, available in each moment of our weird, unfathomable, ordinary, everyday lives. Once you've come to seated, let's take the hands to prayer position with the heart, or you can place one hand over belly and one hand over heart. Just take a moment to honor the life that you are. To know that everything you feel, everything you think is perfectly okay. Thinking about some wacky, crazy stuff doesn't mean you're going to do it, right? We choose how to respond to everything. Last thing we need is to shame ourselves or judge ourselves for the thoughts and feelings. It's a human experience. And to see our intention, our mantra. Coming back to it with the breath throughout the day.